Alright, here we go with a Mailbin. I've got a stack of cards here that were opened that we're just going to sift through. So, of course, we got the mandatory Vic. Bowman Chrome 2001 out of 1999. I definitely overpaid for this one. And that's what happens when you put in a bid and you don't snipe your auction. So, one thing that you can do to save money is snipe stuff. Have the bid going, you know, with a second left or 3 seconds left, instead of just putting in a bid where you get a lot of shill bidders and people that aren't seriously going to purchase the item. Because there's still a lot of people on eBay that buy items and don't pay, so that's just one way to minimize your costs. And that's a video that I could make in the future on how to save money when you're buying on eBay. Here's a Nolan Ryan. This is a beautiful card. So it's a 1970 Topps, and this set to me, it's in a little grocery bag or a sandwich bag. To me, this set is tough, and I've bought a lot of cards raw and lots common cards mainly. This one went a little bit cheaper, probably because it's off-centered. It was still very pricey. On the back, I mean, it's almost, I don't know if I'll keep this one because that kind of bugs me. See how there's not much border on that? It is the back of the card, not the front, but these are like, this is an expensive card. So it's a beautiful card though, because I don't have a strong interest in buying the 69 Topps, and that's just a personal preference because he's on the card with Jerry Koosman, and I'm not a fan of those cards when the player next to the Hall of Famer or whatever wasn't on the same level. So it's tough to find one of those cards that I'm actually a fan of. It's kind of like the Pete Rose 63 or the Thurman Munson. I would rather just buy their second year card in a nice grade. So here we have a Moss caught in the draft. This is a very tough set. There's 15 in the set, but I would like to check the odds of pulling one of these. I know it's tough, and in the background they have like it looks like the Chicago stock exchange. So that's it right there. Okay. Breeze Fleer Tradition Glossy out of 2001. Just a basic card here for the binder, off-centered top to bottom, so it's not going to PSA. We got a couple Hank Aaron's that came in, and these are 68 Topps. This one's creased. I don't know if I'll keep it for the binder, but this one's for the binder. I just bought this one kind of randomly for like 20 bucks, so I think this was like maybe 5 bucks. It's got a crease right there. So a couple Hank Aaron cards. We've got the Showcase Avant card, Tomlinson to 500. Beautiful card. It's got like the canvas look of a painting, and it's like a little blurry, and the Chargers logo in the back. Always been a fan of these Avant cards. They didn't make them that long. I think 2001 to 2003 they were making the Avants, and then they kind of discontinued it. Here's Vanguard. This set's almost always scratched up, so if you're buying these cards, just be kind of careful of the front and back surface. It's just the way the gloss and the finish is, that they just come like that. And then 70 Topps Hank Aaron, which I picked up for a pretty good price. I think it was like $3.75 plus shipping. And there is a slight crease in it somewhere. I think it's on the back, but to me it looks nice. It's going to go right into the binder, into the 1970s section for Hank Aaron. I'm just trying to get one base card, like a nice example of most of the Hall of Famers. Probably not some of the rookie cards because they're too expensive, but we'll just kind of see. I don't want any cards that I sell for over like 30 bucks in the binder, but there's still going to be some sweet cards in there. Marischal 66 Topps. That one's off center pretty bad. So my first card of him, and then we have a McCovey lot, which was I don't remember how much, probably like $1 a card. Some of these are in like two or three shape, and this front one looks like maybe a 5. But so I'll take 1 or 2 of these, keep, and then sell the other 3. So I didn't have that card for the binder yet. And let's get to some mail that hasn't been opened. So that's just some stuff that was checked and looked at. So now actual packages to open. Let's start with this one. Right off the bat, Vic. So a couple Vics. We have the Bowman Chrome that we saw at the very start of this video, which so PSA 10 form I paid, you know, 50 bucks. Raw form was probably 10 to 15. So that's just the kind of premium you're going to pay if you want PSA slab cards. And To some it'll make sense, to some it'll seem silly, but it's all kind of what the collector wants to do with their money. So here's a Beckett 9. This would be a good snap candidate, because I'm just not a huge fan of Beckett right now. But it's the Crown rookie. It's got the on-card auto, college uniform. It's the smallest numbering you'll ever see, 250 right there on the left surface, with pretty good subgrades, and it was graded a long time ago, 2,699,000. So probably graded around 2004 or a little bit before that. So Vic. Now, I think you can check on Beckett's website to see, the actual date that the card was slabbed, which is a cool thing, just to kind of see how long a card's been in its slab. If it's all scratched up and scuffed, you can send your cards in and get them reholdered for a fee, of course. Here's another Beckett Vic. So here's a UD graded, and this one was pretty cheap, $5, $7, not exactly sure. But it's the UD graded portrait, so he's just standing there with the football, kind of looking serious. So, and this one's also very old on the cert number, 1,184,000. So this one was probably graded around 2001 or so. So to 2002. I think they're on like what, 10.5 million now or something. When I started grading, it was 2010, and they were just getting to like 6 million, so they've added a lot since then. Here's a lot of, man, these Mosses aren't even in soft sleeves. So we have 6 of the Bowman 2002 Ed Reed, and then 3 Moss Bowmans from '98. So a couple of Hall of Famers there. I'll toss those in sleeves and give them the benefit of the doubt, but they're most likely not going to be gradable when they're handled like that. Just kind of a half-ass effort. Okay, we've got a Torrey Holt. This is sweet. So on some of these 1999 SPX cards, you'll notice a fading of the autograph on the bottom, and that's just common across the set. It probably has to do with the types of pens they were using and the type of foil that they're signing on. So on some of these, it'll almost be completely faded. And it also has, it's been, what, 18 years since they signed these. So, I mean, they've been sitting around for a long time. So there's a Holt 99 XPX rookie. Nice card. Those topped at about, from what I can remember, back in like 2004 to 2006, that was about a $30 card. I think now they're like 10 to 15. So Holt's got some nice records, and I think eventually he will get into the Hall of Fame. It's just he's going to have to wait because there's a lot of receivers with good stats. And as we enter this new era in football of the diminishing value of tailbacks, I think you're going to see more receivers putting up the numbers that are on par for the Hall of Fame. So that's something to note. And 1960s, 66 tops, I think. Yeah, I should know all these sets by now. I don't have any of his cards yet, though, so this would be nice to add him to the binder. We have Eddie Matthews, Hall of Famer, third baseman for the Braves. Okay, here's one from Japan. So I'm not sure what it is, but packed well. That's sick. So I used an auction tool called Terapeak. I don't know if you guys use that, but it's just a market research thing you can use for Amazon and also on eBay. And I did some research on this LeBron, and this is actually the Mystique Gold, so it's out of 50. It's kind of weird how they numbered it, like 050 and 030, but It's a rare James rookie card, and it's something that I would definitely want slabbed at like an 8.5 or higher if possible. I know the surface can be scratched on these pretty easily because of the foil design, but I'm definitely going to try, and that's a sick LeBron. So hopefully get that one slabbed and added to the registry. I'm actually like number 5 on LeBron's master set, so I'm doing pretty good. That's not a card. We still got about 20 in the bin to open. So this is why you tape your cards in, guys. See how it's coming out the top? All you have to do is pinch right there and put a little painter's tape. It's a quick fix. This one's off center, but it looks great. From a corners, edges point of view, this card looks awesome. So 2001 Topps, Drew Brees. Here's another 2001 Topps, and this time I feel like this card is in every single mail bin at some point. This card sneaks in there. So a Tomlinson Topps 2001, just like the Breeze, same set. Here's a Moss 1998 Upper Deck Moss. Check your corners on these. Check this black one right here, and then check your foil here and here. Those are the main things that I always check on these cards. This one's been slabbed for a long time, probably 10 plus years. So this was like $10, so I thought it was a good deal. Love that set and love that card. Yeah, I'll have to redo my Moss binder, because I know last spring I did a video on Moss cards, but I had like duplicates and like 10 of the same card in my binder, and I kind of changed the format to only have one of each card instead of having like 10 of each card, and that's just a personal preference thing too. So I'll have to put together my Vic binder with all unique rookie cards from '98. Here's the Vic Elite. This card's sick. Back in the day, I remember buying this card for $75. It still sells for about 15. So I mean, cards jump up and down, especially tailbacks. So just be careful out there if you're buying like Christian McCaffrey, Fournette, even Hunt for the Chiefs. It'd probably just be a lot wiser if you waited till next season. Or I mean, honestly, just buy your quarterbacks, because it's just such a short lifespan for tailbacks. And even if tailbacks, you know, are consistent and continue to play and put up decent numbers, their cards don't really hold the value that a quarterbacks will. I think last season at this time, most people were buying Zeke cards, and Wentz was kind of an afterthought, and now I believe Wentz sells for more than Zeke. So here's a few vintage ones. So we saw this card in the video, earlier in the video, the 70 Topps Aaron. That's a cool 68 Topps Seaver and 68 Topps Al K-Line. So vintage binder stuff, always cool picking that stuff up. And here in about a month I'll do my first vintage binder video. It'll just be kind of a project, you know. Every 3 months I'll do a binder update and see how much the binder's improved. Here's an SPX Winning Big Materials, not actually big, just Winning Materials. This is like the second tier. It's out of 500. It's got ball and jersey, so beautiful card. And cheap too. You can get those for about $20. Here's a Pujols Bowman 2001, and this would be a great card for a Bulls and Bears video. This would be a strong bear. Not because of a lack of production, just cards peaking. There's peaks and valleys to most cards, and this one peaked in 2006. I actually sold one of these raw for over $100, so his stuff was just hot back then. And he's had an absolutely amazing career, but a lot of collectors have just flocked to the next craze, like Bellinger and Judge, and forgotten about the players that are going to the Hall of Fame. And that's just the way it is. It's all about craze and hype. So as a collector, I'm not gonna buy into it. I'm not gonna cheer against those guys. I'm gonna wait on it, because a lot can happen from season to season. So here's some dummy cards, I guess. We got the Charles Rookie Premier 08. So he's kind of had a interesting season with the Broncos. He doesn't get the ball much. He's fumbled some too, so a little disappointing as a Charles fan. This is sick. This Upper Deck Legends, and there was a person that watches my videos, or he bought for me, and he was looking to put together this set, and I was just thinking, man, that'd be a sick set, because the overall photography that Upper Deck used on this set is just great looking. I mean, look at that photo. You got the bleachers in the background. It just looks cool. So LT UD Legends 01 rookie. This is sick. This was pretty cheap too. 1998 Flair Showcase, Row Zero. Back in the day, I've told this story so many times, but to me it doesn't get old. I actually pulled this card in a pack. I got a box of 98 Showcase, a hobby box for Christmas, and I pulled the Randy Moss Row Zero. It was insane. So it was just probably one of my most memorable pulls of my life. So this one has a 9 surface, so most likely if I snap this out, it'd be like surface scuffs on there, and it wouldn't get a PSA 10. That's just from personal experience. So I'll probably just either resell it or keep it slabbed in the 9.5. And I'm not gonna do the crossover anymore, just because I don't know, it seems like a waste of money. This is in one of those jiffy padded rig mailers. Oh, this is cool. So I think I overpaid for this card pretty bad. It was like $30, but the condition was listed as near mint, I think. It looks pretty damn good for the black bordered set. The 71 Topps Nolan Ryan, so it's off center top to bottom, just because that border is so thin. But that's overall a beautiful card. And that probably won't go in the binder. That'll probably go to PSA, and I'll find an example that's not quite as nice for the binder. So that's just kind of how I'm doing that project. These are fun. And this is an interesting way to ship with the plywood. So first time I've gotten that. Actually, I think I've had somebody ship with wood before. This masking tape's just a pain. Okay, so we've got, man, I don't even know if I can put these in my store with an honest face. I mean, to me this is poor. So I don't know. I might send the guy a message. See how he had them listed. That's poor. I mean, nobody's gonna want that card. Most times I'll buy these lots and then I'll just check the condition and kind of give my best estimate as to what they are, and then put them in the store. So a lot of these are just creased down the middle. So I mean, to me those are PSA 1s or 2s. So there's some 60 Topps cards. Still cool to get those in. Wish they were in somewhat better condition. But I'll have to check the listing description and see how they were described. I mean, if it is noted that a lot of them were creased, then that's on the buyer, not the seller. You got to read your descriptions closely. Here's another Beckett card. So this is one I'd love to have crossed over to a PSA 9. So it's the Bowman's Best 2001, and back in the day this card peaked over 300, I think. I bought this for $70, so it's a mint 9, graded a long time ago. It's got 8.5 corners, so that might, I know Beckett's pretty lenient on corners. So Pujols Bowman's Best 2001. So it's just a Mailbin full of Hall of Famers. Maybe I'll start buying some 2017 football again. The one player from the class that I want to collect is Kareem Hunt, but his stuff's just too inflated. Peyton Manning, UD Choice, PSA 9. That slab's a little worn down. And then we have a Maze 61 Tops, PSA 5. And I don't think it was $55. Well, maybe it was around that price. So, it's a nice looking 5 though. Beautiful card. We're down to the bottom of the bin. This is funny. So these were, I think, like 75 card lot of Vic Upper Deck Victory 2001s, and it was like $6. So I was like, I'm just gonna buy that for the hell of it. And that's kind of like hoarding right there, just buying cards you don't really need. Last one. We have, it's packaged well. An Edge SP Authentic 99 Players Inc. So beautiful card to end on, and maybe a candidate. So that's it, guys. Saw some more vintage baseball and basically Hall of Famers. So take care.